Okay, and so you saw the initial first look. Now, this is the F5 from InWin. It's the brand new case. It's a full tower case, and it actually brings in a lot of the old type style cases we used to have back in the early 2000s, 2010s. And that is power supply mounted on the top. Now, yes, Fractal Design does have the a similar layout with the Torrent, but obviously their PSU is orientated that way. Now, there's two reasons why I wanted this, because it's a new case, and I'm actually looking for a new case for my editing rig, because even though I love the Y40, it's a little bit cramped and I'm actually having some problems with the riser. So I'm going to be putting my editing rig, which is a Ryzen 9 7900. It's got a B650 motherboard from MSI. It's got 2TB P44 Pro from Selenium. It's got a RX 7800 XT from Sapphire, the Nitro Plus version. So, you know, it's got 850 watt platinum power supply from Be Quiet. So it's got high-end parts, and that's what I'm going to do now. So make sure you continue watching. Right then guys, so you saw the initial build. Now, I didn't do every aspect of it because this wasn't an actual like build type video. This was me building a computer in here and seeing what it's actually like building it. Now, there is a couple of problems with this case that I'm not actually a fan of. One would be the orientation of up here where the radiator goes. Now, I've done initial testing. This CPU overclocked with PBO enabled, which is a Ryzen 9 7900. I did clock it with a Cinebench run of 10 minutes for 82 Celsius. That's with this mounted up here. The GPU didn't break 50 Celsius, so the 140mm fans in the front are definitely doing their job. But what I don't like is the actual location of the radiator, because at the back by here, right by here, I am literally touching the power supply. So, and also in order to get this rad off now, I'd have to take off the power supply just to get to these screws. Now, yeah, you may say I'm a bit nitpicky, but at the end of the day, it's a new case. You guys are gonna look at buying it. And even though the build turned out amazing, this turned out fantastic. I do like the overall look. The front panel by here, which I will show. So this is the front panel. Now, yes, it can be removed, these individual parts. As you can see, I've done. This was by here originally. Now, the front panel is just metal, so there's no dust filter, nothing like that. So you'd have to be careful with that. But that is quite restrictive, so it should be fine for airflow. Like I said, with the initial temperatures, I did clock the GPU and CPU at very good cool temperatures, so the 140s are definitely doing their job. Now, it does come within 3 included 140 Neptune fans. I personally use these in my editing rig. They are fantastic for noise as well as the connectability, because you can connect them up individually, so that's a good thing. I'm not overly fussed of the like Lego parts where you change the panels over, but I will say it does look rather striking. Okay, so the back panel. Now, it comes off like this, but it's so large, it's very flimsy, the metal. It is, you know, thing, but I could bend this easily, so got to be careful with that. Now, it does have perforations at the top because the power supply, the way it's mounted. So, yeah. Now, as you can see, the cable management in here, there's a, sorry about the mess, but the slot here is for the cable management down. I have tried cable managing this, but due to the not as adequate space at the back, then, you know, that's one of them things. Now, as you can see, where the power supply is mounted, the radiator is by there. Now, unfortunately, with the power supply mounted here, you're going to have to take that out just to get to the radiator. That's one gripe I will say, InWin, that I don't like. That is really making the consumer work harder than they should. They shouldn't have to take out the power supply to get to the radiator. So, yeah. But what I will say this case would be good for is having an air cooler in it, because it can fit really tall air coolers. Then, of course, then you could just put fans on the top. Now, yeah, that's a good option there. And also, where this case I think would actually benefit from is custom loop water cooling, because if you can mount the radiator here with the fans, there is a lot of room to do the initial build. Now, it's got mounts here that you could initially put, or do it yourself, mount a reservoir or a pump combo right there. Now, it does come with an included GPU support bracket, which is by here already. It's keeping my GPU up steady. Now, the only thing I'd really say about this as well, yes, you can vertically mount the GPU, but the problem is, to get the initial riser for it, they also charge that separately. I would have liked them to add maybe an extra £10 to £20 premium on it, which comes with an included riser. That would benefit people who like the vertical mount look, because I initially would really like to use that now. But as you can see, it's got loads of ample room in here for cable management inside this part. I wish that they had utilised the space better. Like from the back, they could have pulled the motherboard tray a bit more forward, because the Nitro Plus 7800 XT from Sapphire is a rather big card, and this fits it perfectly. It could fit the biggest cards, even the 4090s in here with no problem. But of course, my issues and my concerns are with the radiator mounting on top. You'd have to remove the power supply just to get at the initial radiator. Now, as you can see, the build is very nice. So, what did you think of the build? Now, I'd like to say a big thank you to InWin, as always, supporting me by sending parts out and products out for me to look at. Now, my actual concerns, I think, are valid. It depends if you guys agree with that or not. Let me know in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to like the video. But if InWin, if you agree with my concerns when it comes due to that, then please let me know, reach out. And of course, this is Richard for WELSHYTECH. Don't forget to subscribe, because I've got so much stuff coming here. I got loads of videos and content that are planned, so make sure you subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead of you. Goodbye.